All right, hello, Hardy fourth grade. Miss Prince here. We are getting ready to make some trace fossils. You have the instructions in your packet. You need some flour. I made myself 1 cup of flour. I don't need quite as much. Some salt. Make sure it's all filtered in, mixed up. And some water to make some dough. Make sure it forms good so that you're able to knead it into a dough shape like you'd be making bread. Look at this. You may want to have a little bit of extra flour on the side. You can pat on top of it. And you want to lay it out on a piece of parchment paper, a plate, some aluminum foil. Flatten it out so that you're able to press an imprint in it. Remember, a trace fossil is just the imprint. All right, the first form of trace fossil you can find is a footprint. I'm going to let Kobe Bryant leave some footprints on this while it's still wet. You want it to still be wet so they can harden later when the dough dries. Okay, Kobe. There we go. Now we're gonna clean off his feet. Go put him back. All right, the next kind of trace fossil you can find is the outline of part of a creature's body or shell, if we're talking about mollusks and sea life, but not the whole thing, not a cast fossil, which is the whole body has been enclosed in rock, and you have that rock that it was enclosed in. These are just little parts of it, little imprints. And the last kind of trace fossil we're going to attempt to make is a leaf imprint. So sometimes leaves can be stuck in layers of the earth and leave imprints of their bodies, but then they deteriorate before the scientists are able to find that fossil. So all they have to study is the imprint. Now we need to let this dry for several hours. All right, Hardy fourth grade, Miss Prince here. I've waited 2 days for our trace fossils to dry. They're still not quite as hard as a rock would be, but they're hard enough and dry enough to examine now. And we can see the shell trace fossils, the hamster paw prints. I want you to imagine how a paleontologist could use this imprint from something that lived thousands of millions of years ago to study it. How could they use imprints just like this? I hope that you got to try this experiment at home. This is very easy to do. Just mix flour, salt, and water, form it into a dough, and then press whatever you would like to make a fossil out of. I've enjoyed making this video for you, and I miss you all so much. Bye, friends.